Morning folks, and welcome back to another action-packed, thrill-a-second, hair-raising video from the urban hike. One of the things that people ask me is exactly what is an urban hiker? So I thought I would take some time today, do a little bit of research of what other people think it is, and then talk a little bit about what it means if you're doing anything that you might call urban hiking. So one of the first things I found out when I started researching urban hiking is that there really isn't any hard and fast definition of what it is. I know I had heard the term before, so I thought when I started using it on some of these videos, everybody would know what it was. And I think when you say urban hiking, you do know what it is. It's just walking around a town or a city, probably just to do hiking, or maybe for exercise or fitness. But when I did start the research, I realized that urban hiking is a commercial term. It's made famous by Patagonia, places like North Face, and they sell, I use air quotes for gear that people can buy so that they can do urban hiking. Now, if you watch my other video about the equipment I use to do this, you don't really need a lot of equipment to become an urban hiker. At least not where I live right now. So some might ask, Bill, why are you an urban hiker? Or why do I consider myself an urban hiker? And that's, I think, is the main question. That's the question I'm going to answer in this video. Because the only real difference between me and a tourist that comes to a town like Kuala Lumpur is that I've been here longer. I've seen most of the tourist spots that draw people to the town in the first place. And when I go out for a walk, I like to go to places that I haven't seen before, which in many cases means I'm going to be taking what we now call an urban hike. As you can see, I'm in a park right now. This is a park called the KLCC Park, and I made a video about this place before, which you can see in the link at the top of the screen. But it's a Sunday morning. We're in the middle of another 3-day weekend here in Kuala Lumpur, so that's why it's so quiet here this morning. Another good thing about hiking in an urban environment is that it's easy to take advantage of the infrastructure. As you can see, this building presents a formidable wall for me to get around, but instead of trying to go around it, even though it's a Sunday morning, there is a way through it. This escalator takes us to the lower food court here at the KL Convention Center, which will eventually take us past the entrance for the aquarium and then out onto the Bintang Walk, which is a link between the KLCC area and Bukit Bintang. Normally when I come down in this area of town, I follow the road out there and turn to the right. What I'm going to do today instead is follow the road in this direction because it looks like it heads in pretty much the same direction. I just have never been along this road before. So we're going to find out where this road goes. When I made that turn, I have to admit that the road that I turned onto really didn't look like it led anywhere except to a parking area for an apartment block. But after about 50 to 60 meters of walking, I was rewarded with something every urban hiker looks forward to, and that is this. Now, I don't know where this staircase goes to. It can't go too far away from the area I'm familiar with, so I'm going to walk up these steps, and that leads us into the first, what I call a benefit of urban hiking, and that is fitness. So if you're a long-term traveler, one of the things that concerns you, or it should concern you, is fitness. When I worked here in Malaysia for the last 5 years, I lived in a house, I had a bicycle, and I could ride my bicycle every morning, get my exercise in that way. But now I'm just a long-term traveler. I don't really have a house. I move from one place to another. So the bicycle that I used to have, I don't really have access to it anymore. So I find that long hikes around town is one way to maintain fitness. The second major benefit to urban hiking over regular hiking in the woods or up in the mountains or something like that is safety. When you're urban hiking, the chance that you're going to get bitten by a snake or attacked by a bear is substantially reduced. Another is there's always somebody around. So if you get hit by a car, obviously there'll be somebody there to help you. If you get hit by lightning, somebody's there to help you. Your safety factor goes up. I'm not quite sure where we are, but I'm going to keep following this road just to see where it comes out. It has to come out somewhere because all these cars are pointing in this direction. Well, most of them are anyway. So this road must go somewhere, and they have speed bumps on it, as you can see by those yellow signs up ahead. So it must lead somewhere important or somewhere busier. The main reason I'm going to stay on this road, though, is because it's quiet. It's a Sunday morning. There's practically no traffic here. And if you've ever been walking along the main roads in Kuala Lumpur, you know that they're very noisy. So this is a welcome change. All right, I think I figured out where we are. These roads and junctions are beginning to look familiar, so I think I've been here before. But if I follow this road down to that road where you see cars going past, I think that takes us right into the Masjid Jamek area in Kuala Lumpur, which is where I'm heading anyway, because that's where I planned on getting breakfast this morning. So we're not too far away from there. The third major benefit of urban hiking is food. You're never far from food in Kuala Lumpur, whether it's a 7-Eleven where you want to get some water or a snack, or an actual restaurant where you stop in and have breakfast or lunch. When I go out hiking, I usually do it in the morning because it's cooler then. So I use the hike as a chance for me to get some breakfast. So I'll take off, walk somewhere, get something to eat, and then walk back. Now the benefit of that is what I mentioned a while ago, is that fitness is a big issue. Most people start fitness programs and stop them because they just don't have the time to actually engage in fitness. You know, you'll start a fitness program and say that, well, after work I'm going to go out and run 5K, or go for a swim or something like that. But really after work you don't feel like doing much of anything. The other time that most people work out is in the morning. But let's face it, that lasts for a week or two and then you stop doing it. So the best way to get into a fitness program that you can actually maintain is to build it into your daily activities, and which is what I'm doing here with urban hiking. I try to put my walking and fitness and getting breakfast or lunch all in one thing, so that I don't have to worry about carrying out all my daily activities, and then on top of that, figuring out when I'm gonna cater to my fitness needs. While I'm down here, I'm gonna get some money. I don't normally come to this branch of the CIMB Bank, but on Sundays and holidays, this area of town is pretty much empty. I cannot believe how hot it was in that ATM place. I was dripping sweat from the second I walked in there, and whoever uses the ATM after me is probably going to have to wipe my sweat off the keys. I've never seen a room that hot before. It's like walking into a sauna. Okay, I've got the money that I needed, and I've got my lunch. So I'm going to call it a day on this video and say thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.